Hi friends and welcome back to another video. Today it is day 68 on hashtag ASR 99 days data science challenge, and today in this video we are going to look at how to create bar plots and box plots with the help of our Seaborn package. So what is a bar plot? A bar plot is one of the most common types in the graphs what we use. It shows the relationship between a numerical and a categorical variable, and the size of the bar represents its numerical value. So let's get the data. We have lots of inbuilt data in our Seaborn package, such as the anagrams, attention, brain networks, car crashes, diamonds, and many more like flights dataset, iris dataset, tips dataset, which we will use now, and the most famous Titanic dataset. So now we will use the tips dataset. So let me show you how to import our data. So let me create some cells over here, and in order to load a data from our Seaborn, we use the function load dataset. So let me name a variable tips, and in which sns dot load dataset, and I am passing the name of my dataset, that is tips, which is available over there, and let's run it. Let me create some more cells, and tips dot head, which gives us the first 5 rows, and basically we have 1 2 3 and 7 columns, where the first column represents the total bill paid by the customer, the second column gives us the total tip they gave for the restaurant, and the sex of the particular customer, whether he is a smoker or non-smoker, and the day when he came to the restaurant. That is, in this dataset we have 4 days, that is Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and the time. Here time is a categorical variable which has two values, dinner or lunch, and the size, which ranges from people 1 to 6 people, which is a group of 1 to 6 peoples. So this is the overview of our dataset, and let's get started. So in order to create a bar plot, we use the function BarPlot, sns dot BarPlot. So according to the definition, it is clear that we need two variables. So the x variable I am taking is my column day, and the second variable I am gonna take is the tip, which is a numerical column. And then we need to pass another parameter named data, where these all columns come from. So the data is my tips, this one, where I stored them. And now let's run it, and here is our cool looking bar plot. And now let's create another one. So sns dot bar plot, in which I am taking my x variable as day, and then my y variable as my total bill, and the data comes from the tips dataset, and let's run it out. So here is our bar plot. Now let's say you want to differentiate our bars for the male and female. In order to do that, we can use our parameter hue. Let me show you. So let me copy this and create it in a new line. So I'm using the parameter hue, where I'm changing it to the column 6, so that I get for the male and female. So here they are, where the blue bars represent the males and the orange bar represents for the females. And this is that simple, using our Seaborn package. And we have some cool palettes too, which can change the color of our bar plots. So let me use one here. Palette equals, there's a cool palette named the spring, which looks pretty good, and we have another one named the summer. Palette equals summer, and there are many more others. So in order to check for them, give a wrong value here, and go down, here there are a lot of values from accent to winter are. These all are some set of colors. So let me choose one. So here I have one ocean. So let's copy it, and instead of this some value, let's paste ocean, and here it is. So now let's move on to our second plot, that is the box plots. A box plot is a simple way of representing our statistical data in a typical rectangular shape. And also with the help of our box plots, we can represent all the quartiles, and the middle line inside our box is representing the median value. So let me show you. We can create box plots in two different ways, that is by using a single variable and by also using our two variables. So by using single variables, so here also we will use the tips dataset and SNS dot. In order to create a box plot, we use the function box plot, and where x, so let me take it as the size and the data parameter, which comes, I am taking this column from my tips dataset, and let's run it, and here they are. So this is my box plot, a cool looking one. And now let me create another one for the total bill too. SNS dot box plot, where my x is resembling for the total bill, and the data is coming from my tips dataset. Let's run it. Oops, it is total, and yeah, here they are. So here this value is for the lower quartile, and also known as the first quartile. This is the second quartile, this is the third quartile, and this is the fourth quartile. And this line over here is the median value. And let's move on to creating a box plots with two variables. So here also it is pretty much same. SNS dot box plot, and here I will take my variable x as to be the sex column and the y as to be the total bill column, and then finally the data is coming from my tips dataset, and here they are. So on the x-axis we have the particular box plots for male and female with respect to our total bill. And now let me create another plot. So SNS dot box plot, where my column x to be the day and my column y to be the tip maybe, and then my data where it is coming from the tips dataset, and here they are. So even here we can use our parameter hue to differentiate. So let me copy this out and paste it here, and I'm using the parameter hue and changing it to be the 6, and here it is. Also the smoker, cool. And also here we can use our palettes. So palette equals, so let's use ocean again, and here they are. Or let's try discover a different color. So let's see what is set to, and paste it here, and yeah, this is also pretty much cool. And yeah, that's all for today in this video. And in this video we looked at how to create bar plots, and we have played around with the parameters over here, and then we moved on to how to create a box plot, and we played around their parameters too. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Like the video, leave a comment down below, and let's meet on day 69.